Welcome back to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We're brought to you by Yak Gadget. For all your kayak fishing accessory needs, go to yakgadget.com. Pelican cases, coolers, and lighting. Go to pelican.com. The 153 Bait Company. For all your hard and soft bait needs, go to the153anglers.com. Now let's get this show started.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Chasing the Tide, your saltwater connection on the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. I'm your host, Dustin, coming at you tonight. We got a East Coast in the house. We'll have a guest coming on here very shortly, but I was going to bring up a little update in our fishery here in Texas to some of our Texas listeners. Coming up, we'll have a change in speckled trout regulations. We had a Texas Parks and Wildlife Division, along with CCA, did some work and kind of studied, our biomass of our fish and kind of broke down what was the best option after this freeze we had last year. And they came to the conclusion they're going to lower the slot limit from 5 fish to 3 fish, and it'll be a 17 to 23 inch slot. So you're able to keep 3 fish, 17 to 23 inches. That is from Sargent south to the Texas-Mexico border down in South Padre, Port Isabel, down that way. That'll affect all your everything from Lower Laguna, Upper Laguna, Port Aransas, Aransas Pass, Rockport, Port Lavaca, all the way up to Matagorda. So keep that in mind. That should take effect in March. Keep posted to TPWD sites and Facebook pages and be up to date on that. Enough of that. I didn't fish hardly at all this past week. Work's got me strapped. So let's get to our guest tonight. We have Gerald. We're gonna bring Gerald in. I don't want to butcher his name, so we're gonna bring him on, and I'm gonna try to say it. Yeah, man. What's up, Gerald, tonight?
Hey,
how's it going, man?
Good. How you doing, Dustin? Hey, hello to the kayak world, kayak anglers. Very thankful for Dustin for having me, Paddle and Fin. Appreciate y'all. And I want to say, Dustin, I know you're a veteran. Appreciate your service, brother.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Marine Corps, 89-93. Hoorah.
There you go. We all
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
your service.
I didn't. Normally during the show, I would think before we start recording, man, let me get your last name so I don't butcher it. Well, there's something else to do today. And if you don't mind, tell everybody who you are, where you're from. Give a little quick bio.
Well, I don't mind at all. So yeah, don't worry. My last name been butchered so many times, especially born and raised from the Philippines. So my last name is Paguio. But I was exactly. I wish it was Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. If it was, I'd probably be doing something else. But anyway, yeah. So my name is Gerald Paguio. Born and raised in the Philippines. Moved to the States early 90s. But I was 16 years old. But then, lived in Jersey for 25 years.
Yeah.
So New Jersey, and really no fishing there. I was inland. And then I don't know, just after 25 years, got tired of crazy winters, and I decided to move the family to Myrtle Beach. We just move on a whim, just kind of see if convince the wife and the daughter to move here, and they said yes. Packed up the U-Haul truck, and here we are now.
Yeah, and where is that? You're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, correct?
Yes, sir. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So just kind of get the geography here. So I'm about an hour south of North Carolina border on the coast, and I'm about 2 hours north of Charleston, South Carolina.
Yep, the Charleston Folly Beach
sir.
area. Very familiar.
Yes,
that's where I went to culinary school at, for another tidbit of information.
Oh, wow. All right.
Oh yeah, I surfed all around that Folly Beach area there when I was in Charleston.
Nice.
Just for a little while. Sir. I grew up on the East Coast in Georgia, so that East Coast roots, man, they're still there. I still come home and visit. Still got a lot of family down over that way. Very cool stuff.
Oh, nice.
So what So when you got to South Carolina, had you fished much, or did you just kind of jump into it down there?
So to be honest, my main thing for moving to Myrtle Beach is I was into golf. Yeah,
There's a
golfing
lot
is,
of golf courses, big
dude,
time.
this is like the mecca of golf courses. I mean, anywhere you
Yep.
turn around here is golf courses.
Yep.
So yeah, I've been vacationing here at least once a year every summer. So after about 3 summers, and then got an idea. Hey, let me see if I can convince the wife and go to move, and then so I can play golf year round. You know, what I mean, it's the weather in New Jersey is it's not much really golf friendly. Pretty much um, September to winter. It's no more golf. So I said, let me move summer south. So here it is, Myrtle Beach, and so that was my main hobby. I don't really do much. I just family, work, church, and I golf like three days a week. But we got the beach here, so of course, we sit there and enjoy, soak up the sun. I said, you know what? Why not just get a fishing rod, throw a line in there, and then, while you're sitting, maybe we get a bite. And that's how kind of got started. It just went to Walmart, got a cheap, combo. I think I was soaking. I don't know. I think I didn't. I had no clue about fishing. I just kind of like, yeah, let me get the cheapest rod and reel out there, and I'll probably soak in some plastics, and then eventually got some. And I think I was eventually soaking some shrimp. Like most people, caught nothing but stingrays and small sharks, and that's it. Pretty much got skunked most of the time, but just something like just sitting there watching a wave and waiting for something to bite. But yeah, that was it, and ran out of money for golf and decided I gotta pick a different hobby, and then said, "Let me
Yeah,
get."
the green fees over there are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's St. Simons and Brunswick area. Well, St. Simons especially. That's where Davis Love is from. There, Davis Love the third.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
He went to school with my brother-in-law and know him. A friend of mine that used to book a band back in the day actually
Right.
has a barbecue joint down there called Southern Soul on St. Simons. In Davis is one of the partners in that with two of my good friends, and it's
Oh,
pretty cool. I believe there's 7 or 8 pros that actually have houses in that area, Sea Island, St.
right.
Simons, around there. So it's a pretty good, golf community too.
Oh, okay.
My nephew has been a club champion at the club my sister's house is at for the past 2 years. He's a young
Oh, man.
young buck that loves to fish. I've ripped some 10-pounders out of them ponds in there.
I bet, dude. Yeah,
I
man.
have, man. There's some giants in those golf course ponds over there. I'm like, woo. My wife always picks on me because every time we ride by something, and I'm like,
Yeah.
before I can say it, she's like, I know what you're gonna say. She's like, oh, there's some bass in that pond.
Yeah. And that's why it's hard for you to be a golfer, because you be in a
Right.
golf course, you can't concentrate on the game because you'll be thinking the fish you can catch in that pond.
Oh, I know for sure. I made a post last year when I was over that way, and I was like, I'm golfing, having fun golfing, and it was like a picture of a beer and a fishing rod with some lures in the golf cart. I was just following them around while they were golfing, and I was just fishing every little pond on the course. It's pretty dang fun.
Yeah, man.
Something to do, pass the time, hit a few balls here and there. But yeah, that's cool
Like
stuff
I
over
said,
there, man.
yeah, but the green fee, even with my local discount, is just me trying to play twice, 3 times a week too. So
Yeah.
it wasn't cheap. So I said, you know what? Let me see if I can kind of pick a different hobby. And I'm surrounded by water. I said, let me
Yep.
try get serious with fishing. And that's it, man. Kind of took off from there. I used to surf fish. I will walk about 2 miles down from the, 'cause we don't really have, like you guys there in Texas, we can't drive our cars to the beach over
Right.
here.
Right.
So the access is pretty hard. You have
Yes.
to walk. Yeah. And, but there's a couple causeways here
Mhm.
that are pretty accessible, but that's where I kind of got serious and start catching some some nice sized redfish out of there, and but all live bait. That's
Right.
yeah. Before I thought that was the only way to do it. It has to be live bait or nothing. And yeah, I was soaking live shrimp, mullet. We go out there and cast nets some mullet, sprinkle mullet, and mud minnow. Mud minnow is pretty
Yep.
big
Mud
over
minnows,
here.
big bait over there. Yes.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
so
Yeah.
what made you take that push and jump into that plastic boat? What exactly was that? Just wanting to branch out and kind of find new areas, and you feel
Yeah.
like you were just isolated to certain spots? Is that was a big deal of it? You think?
Oh yeah, exactly what you said there. It's just especially here, Myrtle Beach is. I mean, I fished out Myrtle's Inlet
Hmm.
specifically, yeah. So Myrtle's Inlet is really not a big area, and when the tourist season comes, it's packed.
It's packed. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's why I don't even try pier fishing. Pier fishing here, forget it.
No.
You're gonna
Forget
be
about it. Yeah.
yeah. It's not enjoyable for me. I mean,
And
some people, yeah.
especially in summer with boat traffic in general, not only the fishermen but just the pleasure boaters just out there joyriding or pulling the kneeboard around.
Oh,
Probably
dude,
insane. I can't
you
even
name
imagine
it.
how crowded it is there.
You name it. I mean, I had, yeah, we got the banana boats,
Yep.
jet skis.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, so, let me backtrack there. So I started getting serious fishing from the shore. I'll walk to the jetties, just walk the sketchy rocks, and then even that, summertime, you got it's way too many people out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, fishing from the bridge, starting to feel like I'm fishing from the pier. And then I saw this group of people. It's like, man, that's pretty cool. Kayaks, and they can pretty much just get away from the crowd. And
Yes.
yeah, and just like, yeah, let me see if I can get a hold of cheapest kayak I can get. I tried on the used market.
Hmm.
But it's we just pulled the trigger and got me just went to a big box store and got me a Eagle Talon, Field and Stream.
Yeah.
So that was it, man. That was the beginning of the addiction.
That's it. I started in a Perception of Pescador 12.5. It
Oh
was yellow, and
yeah.
then it was like solid yellow, and then I ended up doing like a black fade on the front, and then all my friends, I'd have it because I used to car top back then, and all my
Uh-huh.
friends, I know I've probably said, mentioned this story a few times on the podcast for listeners, that've been with us for a while. But
Right.
they used to say, "Man, look at that! You got that bruised banana." It was like the bruised bananas, black and yellow.
That's
Man,
right.
it's like dang, hey, but that little kayak, man, I caught some fish out of that thing. I said, it ain't always the kayak, man. If
Hmm.
you got a way to get on the water and find fish and it's safe, then man, more power to you.
Oh yeah.
Paddle however you can, pedal boat, whatever.
I mean, I totally agree. It's just the quality of fish I was getting on. It's just, I mean, there's no comparison. It's but even that, yeah. So my first kayak is the Eagle Talon.
Yeah,
Um, but I wanted something more stable that I can kind of
right.
stand up on, and so my second one was the Old Town Predator. I got a
Yes.
hold of, yeah, it's on a used market here. I did probably about 6 7 months fishing on that. But then again, that's when I kind of got started with the artificial.
Hmm.
Got curious, like let me try to branch out. Yeah, I know I can catch some fish and soak in mud minnows and shrimp. But the artificial, it's kind of hard, especially. I know we're gonna talk about the tide later on, but yeah, it's almost impossible for me to have my rod in one hand and got my paddle trying to keep
Yes.
position,
Yes.
while you're working that lure.
Yes.
So my first two kayaks is I have no choice but to just drop anchor and kind of just
Right.
soak bait.
Yes.
So, but with the artificial, it just after a while, dude, it took like, what? It's just tiring me taking the anchor out and drifting down there about another 30 yards and then do the same thing. So that got got me interested in the paddle kayak. That was my next move, and just pulled the trigger and got me a Hobie. I was debating on what other brands I have, but
Right.
it just so happened that we have a dealer here just down the road from me, and he had a kayak, and I didn't care what color it was, so I ended up with the papaya. I think it's called the yellow
Yeah.
Outback. It's
Papaya. Yep.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Outback,
So
correct? Outback.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. 2020 Hobie Outback. So I've been fishing on that now for a couple years now.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
yes,
sure.
sir.
What you were talking about earlier,
Mhm.
my Texas listeners, Louisiana, a little further over towards, you know, uh, Alabama, Mississippi, that we don't quite have the tide swings that Atlantic seaboard has. And you're exactly right about, paddling and setting up and having the right, you know, um, positioning and stuff is
Mhm.
important, and being able to fish hands free, even with a foot control motor or pedal driven kayak, it makes it a hell of a lot easier. That's what I was wanting to go into, was talk about, the fishery, the area you're in,
Mhm.
like I said, as in Texas and a lot of the Gulf Coast, we don't have those big tidal swings. So what all involves, what is
So,
entail, what in turn takes to plan a trip with that much tidal movement there? Because we're talking 4 to 6 foot, you know,
oh
a
yeah,
lot of times. Yeah.
yeah. So days before going to my fishing trip, I pull up my tide chart, and I plan accordingly, because depending on where you want to launch here, you can maybe be able to launch, but a couple hours later you might not be able to come back in the same area. So you have to plan your days if you have enough time in daylight.
Right.
Like I said here, my area here in Merle's Inlet, specifically, it's a small area,
Yeah.
and we only have one public boat ramp, believe it or not.
Hmm.
And that, yes, it's right there in the middle of where all the restaurants are.
Yeah.
So with all the charter boats that go in and out there every day, the pontoon boats, I mean, there's a line of cars way outside, out in the street. So it's really stressful.
So
Um,
it's very you like really need to get there early and get everything loaded and get there before all the rush gets there, huh? When in the mornings
yeah.
early, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even that, sometimes not enough because everybody come off the water at the same time. So
Yeah.
yeah. So but that's the boat ramp really that you don't have to worry about the tides. You can go in
Yeah.
and out of there anytime. But
Yeah.
we have a couple more landing that we use that more for smaller john boats or kayaks. So
And it's
definitely
tide
it's not.
dependent to launch from there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's you really gotta consider your tides.
Time. Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, we don't really have much water access here, so you have to be really you got to plan your days as far as the tide,
Mhm.
and it also depends on the wind direction. The tide
Yes.
chart, yeah, tide chart might say you have low tide till 6 p.m., but if that wind is blowing west, yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
early.
Yeah. Yeah. It pushes it out here too in the wintertime. We'll have, a foot and a half difference in tides because of the strong northwest winds associated with frontal passages. And this is what I was going to bring up was about, planning your day.
Mhm.
Is it like you have to plan, say, like you have a strong incoming tide, would you fish the tide back into the backwaters, into the creeks and feeder creeks, and then kind of follow the tide back out as it comes back out in the areas and kind of stage up to the places that are dumping, kind of
Yeah,
stuff like that?
yeah, ideally, you wanna ride the tide to be easier,
Yep.
on yourself, But like I said, our area being small, you can plan that, and when you get inside of that creek, you got two charter boats anchored there, and you got 10 kayaks. It's like, man, no, plan B, go back,
And be go back and find another one. Yeah.
go back to the opposite, and then kind of find a area that's not many people there. But you know, uh, ideally, what I want to do, I like moving current. It's
Yes.
if I can find a feeder creek moving current, and that's where I find most of my luck there, and just stage up on that. Also, yeah, I try to plan to be in an area here where you might be able to get into as the tide's going out, but as dead low tide, there's the deep pools in there that reds usually like get trapped in there. So, but then you're gonna have to wait till the tide come back in for you to come back out. So, sometimes it works out, but it's just times you gotta have plan B and plan
Yeah.
C. Yes, sir.
Definitely. Definitely. We don't have to deal with it as much here. It's a little easier. We got a lot of places we can just pull over and combat launch at. We're very fortunate for that.
I know.
A
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
of places. Any bridge or any creek that you can get into, it's very easy.
I know.
Very
I'm
easy to
jealous, man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
I mean,
jealous, man, from the videos and stuff that I see from my friends down there in Texas. It's like, man, you guys got it easy over here.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
got plenty
tough.
of boat ramps. I got plenty of places where there are ramps where I could just slide. I don't even have to go down the ramp. I can slide in right off the side, and it's hard packed, shell and sand. And,
Yeah.
we have some places that are muddy. You have to get dirty if the tide, you got to drag a little while, but it's not bad. You're
Yeah.
not sinking up to your waist. You're maybe up to your ankles or something, which isn't hard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing here. Talking about the bottom,
Mhm.
contour. I know you say you guys do a lot of weight fishing there.
Yes, you can.
Over here, it's almost impossible. It's either pluff mud
Yeah.
or you got sharp oyster beds.
Yeah. Real sharp oysters or that mud, you'll be up to your chest in
Yeah,
no time.
that's why that's really important for you to plan your trip. I've seen people out there that may be visiting from different states and they thinking, oh, it's only about 10 yards. I can walk the mud. Chest deep, Oh man, and you get all
And you're
caught up in
stuck.
that oyster.
Cut
Yeah,
up in
yeah.
the oysters, that mud creates suction and it gets dangerous.
hmm That's
Yeah,
right. That's
very
right.
careful on
So
that, man.
yeah,
But yeah, so you've been over there chasing them the redfish. There's flounder.
yeah.
There's structure there. I know lots of sheephead around the structure in that area.
Yes, sir.
Good speckled trout there, man. I know you just had a pretty good little deal going on with this tournament, this Toys for Tots tournament.
Yes,
Did you
sir.
do pre-fishing setting up to that? Did you have them patterned out already, or did conditions change on it? And give everybody some insight on that. You just won that tournament. Can you tell us what it was and give us a little insight on that pattern you found and what got you that win?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So going into the tournaments, uh, first of all, I'm pretty new. Like I said, I'm only new to the kayak fishing sport. This the trout tournament I just won December. It's my second tournament.
Oh, cool deal.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. The first one was last winter. It's called a Speckle Studs
Hmm.
Speckle tournament. And sir, it's it's for the Salt a student angler league trail.
Okay.
So it's big boats tournaments only. But last winter they added a kayak.
Oh, cool. They had a kayak
Segment.
division last week. Cool
Yes,
deal.
sir. That's hosted by my buddy Mike Catchman. Um, so yeah, that was my first go at it. I was like, I know I was catching trout before then, and some of my buddies said, "Hey, Gerald, why don't you give this, the speckled stud a shot?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" I mean, it was a smaller tournament, so the
Hmm.
pressure wasn't, as much for me, and yeah, I was super nervous, man. That my first tournament, I didn't sleep a wink that night, and went out there, and I know I had a game plan in my head. Got to the launch, and there was no one there. I think line in was 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I think I got there at 4 o'clock. I was thinking, man, I'll be fighting over who, get to the spot first. So apparently, 90% of the anglers went to the other area. So I was the only person fishing that area, which is just south of Merle's Inlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, caught all my fish on an hour, the first hour and a half, all on top water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was also my first couple months getting on a fish on top water. It just before that nothing was all just bottom fish, and now I just got into the Spook Junior in
Mm-hmm.
specifically, and yeah, I got all my good fish at the first hour and a half, and like man, I think I felt good, like. But it was still 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. What I do now at weigh and it's not till like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
actually, actually went got lunch, went to the weigh-in, took a nap, and woke up. Everybody was coming in. I was like, man, if I place fifth on this one, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently for some reason I took second. I'm like, what? Like,
Dang. First
yeah,
tournament, second place, cash a check on
yes,
top
sir.
water too.
On
Yeah.
top water, man. It was just I got a one over 20 on that and a 19, but it was good enough for the two fish aggregate.
Oh,
So
sweet.
yeah, man. And then going into this tournament, I just won here. Yeah, it's for Trial for Tots. For
Mm-hmm.
what do you call it? The Toys for Tots.
Yep.
It's a month-long tournament.
It's a month
It's
long. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. It's a month-long tournament. It's just best fish wins it. So it goes from anglers from Myrtle Beach all the way south to Charleston.
Oh, cool.
And
So it was like a whole South Carolina coast kind of involved into it. Yep.
that's right, that's right, yeah. And the club Low Country Kayak Anglers,
Yes.
they hosted that. It's yeah, I'm really grateful for that group. They really they help the community, and then
Yeah, they
they
got
do.
a good thing going, a good involvement with that group over there. Yeah, we'll definitely touch on them too for
Oh
sure.
yes, sir.
They
Yeah.
got some good stuff going on. They always got some events going on. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
um,
And
good
yeah,
stuff.
they're even just us. It doesn't have to be official. Like this, I met plenty of awesome people from there. We like-minded people who just want to
Yep.
go out there and enjoy the water. And
Mhm.
every once in a while, people would just kind of organize a meetup, and just go out there and just have fun, and just camaraderie. That's what I love about
Yeah,
that
for
group.
sure.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
drew me into it big time was the tournament scene. I've been pretty competitive uh person anyways, but yeah,
Well,
just
that's
meeting
good, man.
everybody, meeting all the like-minded people, and enjoying spending time on the water. That's what it's all about right there, no doubt. So
Yeah, man. Yes.
how
Yeah.
being that was a month long, you kind of had some time to kind of pattern out fish and figure them out. What tactics was it that you used to locate that winning fish? What led to that winning fish?
So, of course, and me being really successful with top water, the previous tournament, that's what I was hoping I was get my best fish on top water. But this winter been weird, man. I don't know what it was. I couldn't get anything come up on top water. I tried like every first thing in the morning or sunset, nothing. So eventually, I just work all the different water column. Try the bottom. Yeah, I've caught a couple decent fish in the bottom, but yeah, believe it or not, I went to this one bait that I was pretty successful with the previous year. With numbers, not size.
Hmm.
But I said, you won't hurt to try. It's still in my tackle box. And I actually, yeah, it's the DOA shrimp. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's I know some people are kind of hush hush on the lure
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They want
Yep.
to keep it secret. I mean, yeah, to a point, I agree, but you know, you still, I think for me, you still gotta figure out, you know, you still gotta
Yep.
change up. You know, this really no magic lure. So yeah, I wasn't worried at all to reveal that after the tournament. You know, and I was pretty successful on this one, and
Hmm.
I figured, you know, why not, you know, give back to the group and let them give it a shot.
So you were
Yeah.
fishing around structure like oyster reefs, or you were on
Uh,
some salt grass, some Spartina grass banks with some drop offs, or
yeah.
structure like
No.
piers.
Yeah, we don't really have a lot of grass bottoms here.
Okay.
So it's mostly oyster beds, o- mo- oyster beds that kind of draining out, you know, a good water movement.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just, and also the tide. The tide has to be right. It can't be,
Yeah.
you know, it can't be flooded or it can't be dead low.
Yeah.
It just have to be there at the right time. And yeah, what I was finding, especially with that DOA shrimp, you know, it's really light and it
Yeah.
basically probably just sinks about 2-3 feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, you kind of have to find an eddy,
Right.
throw it
Yep.
in there, yep, and just let it sink. And like I mentioned to the group, yeah, throw it as close you can to the edge, to the grass, you know, to the edge of the oyster. You might get hung up,
Hmm.
but the good thing about that shrimp is it's so light, and
Yeah.
I've rarely got hung up. You know, I can
Right.
really confidently throw it right on top of the oyster and just let it drift. And yeah, no cork, nothing. I would just
You're
figure, you
just
know,
fishing more of a finesse presentation with that shrimp.
yeah,
Yep. With a
yeah.
higher
I think,
pressure day or
yeah,
something. Yep.
yeah, nothing special. You know, it's just I think the sink rate what got them all fired up. You know,
Yeah.
just yeah. So
It
they
was a
weren't
natural presentation in that current. You weren't doing any excessive twitching or anything. You were just letting
nothing.
that bait look natural going through the water. And that's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
what
That's
had a lot to do with it right there. Yep.
that's it, man. I was yeah. I figured like man, they really want this low sink rate. But at first I was getting a lot of good like medium size, like 19s, a couple 20s on it. But that one morning I went out there and said, you know, I'm just give this a shot again. Man, I knew it. The girl hit. I was like, man. At first I thought it was a redfish.
Yeah. Yeah.
It started peeling drag. Yeah, I got on on my light tackle. Started peeling drag when the girl came up. I was fishing about 5 yards away from one of my buddies, and I said, "Man, these are good fish." I was like, "Please," I was like, "You can hear me pray." I said, "Please stay hooked, because I
Hmm.
know this gonna be the fish that I need."
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and that's it. Got him on the boat, and that's it. I knew it. I knew
Yeah.
that was
Knew that
it.
was the
Now
one.
that
What did
was
that
the
fish go? 20,
24 and a half.
24 and a half.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Yeah, yeah. I know it's a couple hammers over here that constantly get bigger fish, but it's just the
Yeah.
right time, right place.
Mike,
You know.
Dave,
Yeah.
just Jaskowicz,
Oh
Dave,
yeah.
Mike,
Oh
catching.
yeah. Yeah. Dave,
Uh,
Mike Hatchman. Yeah. Steven Trainer.
Steve Trainer. Yep. There's a lot of
Yeah.
good names over there.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
Speaking of that, man. Yeah. Steven Trainer and Mike Hatchman, man. They kind of what got me into serious about this kayak fishing.
Yeah.
They're local guides over here in this
Right.
area. Yeah, so I remember fishing out of my Eagle Talon, and they come rolling in with their pedal kayaks. Like,
Yeah.
man, those guys are cool.
Yeah. Look at them guys. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, like man, I want to get on those one day. But yeah, they're good people. You know, they don't
Oh yeah.
they come by, they always say hi. You know, they try to offer tips here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you know, I still look up to those people, you know,
For sure.
and yeah, and that's what I like about this community, man. It's just, you know, the camaraderie. You know, there's no snobs. You just
Right.
don't really matter what brand of kayak you're on. It's just we're all here, you know, trying to enjoy the sport. So
That's true. No doubt about that. For
yeah, man.
sure. So what? Being that it is winter time, what are some of your favorite tactics over there? Are you waiting for those warmer days, or are you getting out there when it's cold and targeting that deeper water with like slow moving twitch baits and different things like that? Or is there a big, we get a big movement over here with the corkies. I don't know if there's one over there or not, or they use more of the MR17s and 27s, the hard body twitch baits more over there.
Yeah, man. I know you guys there in Texas love your corkies, man. Those, what do you call it? The Paul Brown, right?
Yeah, the Paul Brown, the custom corkies.
Yeah.
Coastal Marsh has their own, like they paint them.
Right.
Then Mirror Lure makes their Pro Series and all that. And Texas Custom Lures make those double Ds.
Right.
There's just so much stuff over here to choose from. Yeah. But man, the corky bike's insane in the winter. They just like that presentation.
Yeah.
That's slow moving, a little bigger bait in the winter. Seems like the trout.
I might give that a shout over here. Yeah, to be honest, man, because there's really not many people throwing here. Over here in my area, paddle tails. It's pretty much all we throw here. Z-Man in particular, the Z-Man brand is, it's local here. And
I Strike. Dave Flads from that kind of down south further.
Yes,
speaking of Dave, everybody out there, South Carolina, that's where the Release Over 20 movement started. I've had Dave on the podcast before. So everybody out there in Troutlandia, y'all listen up and try to support that program. It's a great movement, with like-minded anglers that want to push that and, release our fish over 20 inches and get those bigger spawners out there, keep that biomass up there for sure. A great thing that Dave has done. Props, Dave, big time on that, man. That's a great thing for our community. I know he's got something coming up with got some kind of seminars and all kind of stuff coming up here pretty soon. I wish I had the info on that. Maybe I'll have that info together for the next one that comes out. Hopefully it's doesn't happen. If not, I'll post it up on the page and we'll go from there. But yeah, man, that's
Dave Flad, man, he's really does a lot for the community. He's every tournament out here, you can guarantee it. He'll donate jig heads and other stuff. So he's really a big supporter of the groups here. And speaking of Release Over 20, I wish I did it a long time ago. I was one of those people back in the day. I'm fishing for dinner. It's like
we were all there at one point. We're all there at one point or another.
Trying to, it's like, now, like, dude, after fishing 8 hours, the last thing I want to do is, go home and clean fish. So, it's just conservation too. It's definitely if I'm gonna keep a fish, trout in particular, it's anything around 20 or bigger. Definitely, I'd rather let that girl go and
for sure.
Live another day. But like I said, man, I rarely keep fishing no more. I mean, I had nothing against people keeping fish because we're all there. But sometimes I don't even tell my wife I caught fish because my family love to eat fish.
Oh, we love to eat them too. I get asked, "What did you bring some home?" No, I didn't even take my bag. I didn't take my fish bag. Didn't take my stringer. Didn't take nothing. I'm letting them go. And then after that freeze we had last year, I think I've kept a few redfish here and there, but I haven't taken a trout home in over a year. In a year, I haven't taken a trout home.
Man. Yeah, I can't even keep a redfish now. Now I look at redfish like my pet. Like, man, I can't kill this fish, man.
Man, they taste good though on the half shell on that pit.
Man. Yeah, my daughter
put them throats on there, and that meat's so sweet and flaky. It tastes like lobster almost on that belly.
Yeah, you know what? I never thought of that throat actually until watching Rex Del Rey down there. I binge watched it. I watched his videos and like, man, it's like I never heard the quail. What do you call that?
Saltwater quail. That's what I call them.
Yeah. Like, man, that's a good idea.
Yeah, when they fold out, they like That's what they shape like, you know.
Yeah.
If y'all are watching on YouTube, y'all can see that. But yeah, I mean, when you flare them out and you break that little chest bone on them, and then you flare them out, it just flares out. Their fins flare out. It looks like a bird flying almost is what it does. That's kind of where we got that name from.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
When I
that
saw
meat
that,
is
like,
so good. And
I
I'll
know,
give everybody a quick tip on those. Get you a pair of 10 snips or the Gerber gear, the saltwater processor shears. And it only takes 3 snips. It takes a snip right behind where the gill plates connect underneath their chin, boom, and then 2 snips of right below their pectoral fins. Snip, and you cut the throats out and you just separate them, pull the gills away, and separate them, and it's there. Like 3 cuts and you're done. The 10 snips work really well because they're made to cut through metal, so they cut through that bone and tendon pretty good. And
I'm gonna keep that in mind next
so
time,
good.
man. Yeah.
Oh
Man, now you got me hungry. All right.
I'm hungry. I could eat them all day long. Good stuff.
But the flounder too, man. You can't. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can't forget about the flounder, the flatties.
Good stuff.
I love me to cook some whole flounder.
The whole flounder, score them
up,
scale them, score them, and deep fry.
Man, my wife eats. She likes all the edges, the crunchy part of it.
Oh yeah, I like the tail when they get crunchy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The tail, or you do them. You could do them and bake them, and then you do like a flash, like a real quick butter with lemon and lemongrass and ginger and garlic, and lots of green onions, and then and have that oil like sizzling hot with all them spices and vegetables, and then pour it over that fish. Ooh, man.
Oh yeah, that's right, man. By the way, what's your size limit there, flounder in Texas?
During normal season is 5. We keep 5 flounder.
What's your minimum size?
15.
15? Okay.
Yeah, 15 on that. Yeah, we and we closed the season for a month and a half from like November to December 15th, November 1st,
oh, okay.
Something like that. Yeah, they closed it this year. It was a lot longer. They actually closed it completely. Year before last, you can only catch them on rod and reel, and you can only keep 2. They shut down the gigging, but this season they've noticed a decline in numbers, and then the water temp variations for the spawning. They actually took and closed the season completely. So we got a lot of people happy about that, just like we got a lot of people happy, not so happy about the trout decrease, because they don't understand the way the biomass works, where you're going to keep more of a slot that's a little bigger and leave. There's a lot more trout between like 12 and 15 inches than there is between, 17 to 23. And the younger trout are actually might not have as much eggs produced, but they spawn more. They're more active spawning. Right. So you're going to have a little bit larger hatch is what the scientists come up with. So we'll see. We'll see how it all ends up. I'm in support of, like I said, I haven't kept trout since last year anyway. So I want to see our fishery rebound. I want to see our trophy fishery rebound the way it should.
That's right.
And, I'm happy with that. So cool deal.
Yeah, hopefully.
Man, winter trout fishing over here is just insane. I
know, man. I'm seeing you post nothing but gators. Like, man.
Yeah, I just got that 27.5 week before last. I'm pushing 8 pounds on the boga.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
she was good. Man. She was fat. Big one on that Magic Hour colored custom corky by Coastal Marsh. Man. Overcast day. It's like an iridescent, like a clear purple and pink with some black dots.
Right.
Hey, she came up and crushed it in the upper water column, man. I knew it was a good fish as soon as she hit it. So I just set up perfect on that little drop off the shell bar, and it just came out from the ambush point. Bam.
And that's it.
Nothing like it when you set the hook and that mouth just comes up.
So how do you work that cork? It's kind of like a mirror lure, like a MR?
Yeah, kind of like a mirror dine. Yeah, just kind of, it was like 3 to 5 foot right there off the ambush point, and I was just targeting, throwing into the wind and into the tide movement, and was coming back to me naturally, and I just let it float to me and just give it a couple quick twitches on the way out. And then some days, if I'm on grass flats or like a shell and sand flat that's probably 2 or 3 foot deep, I might work it a little faster, kind of like you're walking a dog in the upper water column, kind of 3 or 4 twitches real quick and pause every now and then. And then sometimes I just, work it super slow. Just kind of reel it up and reel it down, reel it up. I mean, there's really no wrong way to work a corky. You can burn it on top and everything, and they'll come hit it. Just depends on what the fish want,
Exactly.
All depends on what the fish want.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great winter baits and then jerk baits too, like a hard lipped jerk bait that cross over from bass fishing. Done really well on those this winter around deep shell. Same thing, burning a big glide bait, like 5 and 7-inch glide baits, just burning them.
Okay.
And the fish they're coming up. They about ripped the rod out their hand. The fish I've caught on that this year.
Man.
Pretty dang crazy. I love that stuff. I love transitioning lures to different things. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I'll get higher tides at certain times of year, and those reds will be pushed all the way up in the salt grass, in the marsh grass, and I'll throw a white hollow-bodied frog up there and spank them on a frog, topwater frog. Yeah,
man. Yeah, I still haven't ventured to freshwater. Believe it or not, we have good freshwater here.
Great lakes. There's some great fisheries over there. Santee Cooper, Murray, and all that. There's a bunch of lakes over there that are great.
Oh
good
man,
stuff.
I got so addicted on that topwater blow up. I said, you know what? I want to catch me a largemouth on top.
Yeah, they straight crash. They're very similar to redfish too, but as far as bait selection and different things, but top water and bass, they'll flip out the water and do crazy stuff too, like the trout do. Trout do cartwheels sometimes, they act all silly.
Right.
They'll come and smack it and knock it out of the water and then eat it in the air. I've had fish do some crazy stuff.
yeah, I definitely gotta venture out. I can't just, stuck on salt water. I gotta try the fresh water too.
So do you have a bucket list fish that you absolutely have to catch from the kayak? Something offshore or something like that?
So I haven't mentioned it to you yet. I'm actually working to move the family down to Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah. The daughter got accepted there at USF down there on Tampa Bay. Yeah, man. So it's really nothing holding us here. Like I said, we moved here on a whim, just me and my wife and my daughter. And we got our church here now that we got consider our family. But other than that, really nothing holding us here. So my wife and I said, let's go, get closer to her. And hopefully by June or July, we'll be moved into Tampa and hopefully catch my bucket list fish will be, the Silver King.
Oh, yeah. Tarpon.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Have you caught a tarpon yet?
I've caught some small juvenile ones, nothing like big off the kayak, but I have caught some that, 40, 50 pounds.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I'm good with just a juvenile, man. That will make my day.
And then snook too. Snook in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I already got some of my beauty of social media, man. My IG people down, my Instagram people down there in Tampa, they already can't wait for me to come down. They said, man,
there you go.
Yeah,
you're gonna be that much closer to me when I come over there and fish. I come and fish south of Tallahassee with one of our Jackson kayak teammates, Miss Jean Wilson over there. And we fish the St. Mark's area, but there's some spots over there, like north, about an hour and a half north of Tampa. There's some spots, some awesome trout fishery up there. I cannot remember the name right now, but there's some great stuff over there up along that Lost Coast area. Forgotten Coast or whatever it's called. I'm definitely wanting to go up there and fish some of that stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. Yeah, speaking of which, so this I got a group that my buddies at Yak Tribe down there.
Oh yeah, Heath. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Heath. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Heath and I, Adam, Marcus. I know I can't wait to fish with them and hopefully.
Oh yeah, they're all down there. Yeah. He's a good dude. He's been on the podcast before. Yep. I got some Yak gear. Got some Yak gear swag myself. I got some in there. I got some shirts, a couple hats still.
Yeah,
man.
I'm excited.
Definitely support the tribe. Support the tribe.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I can't wait to finally get to meet them in person and and go out there in the water with them. And man, I know they kill out there. They got everything down there.
Yep. Learn the fishery. Got some friends down there already. Man, that's cool.
That's the beauty of this, man. Like, I would never thought of meet you without this platform, the Instagram and
Yeah.
without this, there's no way. Oh, you all the way in Texas, I'm all the way here in South Carolina.
Yeah, it's funny how that social media works, how we keep track of each other,
Uh,
especially the trout purists. There's a lot of us out there that love chasing big trout, and
mhm.
we kind of got a little ring, a circle of friends there. We kind of,
Yeah,
if I find somebody that like trout fishes and all that, I keep track of them. I will look and watch. There's a bunch of guys I've had on already. Medell Madrano up, Charlie
yeah,
Church, Thomas Lick, and everybody. So I'm making my
yeah.
rounds. I'm gonna get some of them other guys from South Carolina on too. I definitely got to get Trainer and Catchman
Oh
and
yeah, yeah. You
Dave and
gotta go.
them. See if one of them want to come on sooner or later and talk about the low country kayak anglers. I know also y'all have had another trail kick off over that kayak inshore circuit. It's
Yeah,
another trail that's starting. I think Preston Harris was trying to get that
yeah,
going.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, and they're gonna have a couple. I think the championship round is gonna be here in Merle's
Oh,
Inlet in my
cool deal.
area.
That would be cool. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of social media, there you go. There's the banner right there scrolling, popping up on the screen. Y'all can follow
Oh,
Gerald on social media at G.1. That's G.ONE.fishing. G1 fishing with the dots in between. It's right there on the screen. But if you're
yes, sir.
listening, that's G.ONE.fishing. Follow him on the IG. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate that,
Oh,
Dustin.
yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, without that's how we get out there. That's how you kind of build your brand. I know one of the other segments had a little chat about building your brand in pro
Hmm.
staff and this and that. The other night they had some stuff going on with Sam Jones, one of our old hosts of a show, came on the Noob show and got on there and talked about just how to build your brand and some help in
Right.
social media marketing and all that kind of stuff. He does that stuff for quite a few companies that run some teams, pro staff.
Hmm.
So he had some great info to share on that too.
Oh yeah,
Good
man.
stuff. We got something for everybody on this network we have from hunting, kayak hunting, out your kayak fishing, any kind of fishing, bass fishing,
That's right.
fly fishing, you name it. Tournament updates and recaps. We got it all on this platform. There's a segment for everybody. So check them all out on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. Or if you're on YouTube, go scroll through the whole library of videos that are up on there that have all our shows. We appreciate everybody that listens like big time. Without the listeners, we wouldn't be here. And without epic guests, we wouldn't have a show. So y'all go
Absolutely. Yeah.
follow Gerald, man, for real. Yeah, we're gonna get to wrap things up here. Once again, I want to thank you for coming on and taking the time out of your night to come on here and share a little bit about your story and your great content tournament result you just had, and talk a little bit about the South Carolina fishery. Good luck on your move over to Tampa. And just like every guest I have on here, one day I'm going to catch up with you and I'm going to fish with you. So
Oh yes, sir. Yeah. Anytime you're in the area, just shoot me a message, man. That'd be
same
my
here,
honor.
man. If you ever make it to Texas, come in October and we'll chase some school and redfish that just get slapped stupid.
Oh man, yeah. That's one of my bucket list too. You just drive around the Gulf Coast over there. I did actually make it to Destin. I
Yeah.
fished Destin. I think that was last year, and I struggled. The water was too clear.
Yep. Super clear.
Yeah, it was too clear for me. I would just, but that's another podcast there.
There you go. We get into that on the next one, on the recap of the next one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure thing. But yeah,
yeah, man.
man.
Yeah, like I said, man, I want to thank Paddle Finn and
Yep.
you, Dustin, for having me on the show. It's really it's an honor. You
Yeah,
know,
shout out anybody you want to thank, sponsors, support, or groups or anything. Go ahead, man. It's all you.
yeah. First off, all this what I'm doing is like I always say, glory to God. I'm not really my main goal here is to hopefully get a big enough platform to share my faith. It's just if not for God, it's really we won't stand a chance. So I suggest people out there that might need some encouragement, or any help, feel free to reach out to me. I'm not a preacher or anything like that, but I'll share with you, from experience, how how my faith kind of helped me through the challenges, and in him keeping me safe out there in the water.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but if I go out there and catch fish, it's just a bonus.
Yep.
Win tournament is just a bonus.
Just a
But the
bonus.
big picture, yes, sir. The big picture is just we go out there and enjoy God's creation, and I want to thank my wife and my daughter, for supporting my hobbies. 'Cause,
For sure.
man,
Big
yes,
part. Family for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, absolutely, man. When I get into a hobby, I just for some reason I just can't go 10%. I have to go, kind of get serious at it. Like I know
That's what
you,
my wife says about me. Same
man.
thing.
Yeah, I know you like you said, you used to surf pretty seriously, and yeah, man. Like I did that with the golf, but even before that, I used to race motocross back in Jersey. And yeah, got to a point I had my pregnant wife in the pits, ready to
Yeah.
give birth. I'm out there racing. But yeah, man, it's yeah, hopefully we keep this passion for kayak, and I don't think this is gonna go away from me
No,
anytime soon.
it's going to
Yeah.
grow. The kayak community's growing.
Yes, sir.
The
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
industry's growing. Some of the
Mhm.
tournaments we have are just insane.
I
The
know.
numbers and stuff we got showing up. So yeah, the main
Yeah.
thing is just keep that camaraderie, that friendship. Just like you said, the faith. That's me. The 3 F's: family,
Mhm.
faith, fishing. You can't go wrong with that.
Yes, sir.
Can't go wrong with that right there.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, G man, Gerald,
Yep.
thank you for coming on tonight. We appreciate you coming on. Once again, thanks to everybody tuning in this podcast. Thanks for the support from Waterloo Rods and Truchador and Co. for supporting this podcast, along with our other sponsors that sponsor the podcast as a whole. And y'all check us out on all the podcast platforms. Bleh. And don't forget to leave some great reviews or some 5-star ratings and stuff, and get us boosted, get us out there a little bit. So we'll catch y'all on the next time, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yes, sir. See
Yes,
y'all
sir.
next time.
All right, Dustin. I keep, yeah, man. I keep in touch. You take care, brother.